Hello everybody, a very good morning to you and welcome back to another live stream here at Taurex and Atmos. Hope everyone is doing well. Had a good week in the market so far. We have got a really big couple of days coming up, massive actually. Not normally a massive fan of like in inflation data. I always say it's more important to look at the like Federal Reserve decisions and stuff, but with the NFP report last week, all the data that we see now is going to be scrutinized to see what we're going to get with interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve and what that then means for markets. We've also got a huge, update on the charts to look at in terms of what's happening, particularly with the US dollar. I know you guys know I like to look at the US dollar. It's the linchpin for everything that happens in the market. So, I'm really looking forward to diving into that today because we are really at like an inflection point in the markets at the moment. So something's going to go soon, and hopefully we can be on the back of that and ride that move whichever way it may be. Of course, as well today, as you can see in the can I do this right? Yeah, in the top right hand corner of the screen, live giveaway for today. As always, comment win once on the YouTube channel on the chat section, and you'll be entered into our live draw at the end of the stream, and I'll be giving away 2 lots of $10,000 Atmos funded challenges, as well as 2 lots of 50% deposit bonuses into Taurex. Of course, as always, if at some point we can run these streams up to 500, I'll be giving away a bonus prize. So make sure you share this out with your friends, share the tweet on my X channel, share it on Instagram, whatever you want to do, share it with your friends, give it a like as well if you can, and I promise you, the more views, the more prizes. Simple as that. So, that's about it really. A lot to talk through today. If anyone has any requests on the stream for today, as always, I'll always go through everybody's requests as well. So do not hesitate to send those requests if you do have any. And yeah, that just leaves me to say a very good morning or good evening or good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. For those on the YouTube channel today who have decided to join me, I do really appreciate it. And we have got on the stream today Thamogi Mapao, we've got Ninja Technic 08, hello to you sir. PUBG Expert Challenger, we've got Dayon on the stream, David Johns on the stream today. Good morning to you, Curtin, good to see you my friend, I hope you're doing well. Lara on the stream as well, hello to you Lara, I hope you're doing well. Who else have we got? Iman Nina on the stream, we've got Adolphus, he's back, hello to you Adolphus. Moch Roby, let's go indeed. Crick Mila, hello to you, one of our winners before on the giveaways. Giveaway prizes are 90% of the time credited within the same day, so that's a good thing as well. Who else we've got? Dizar Shalishta, hello to you. Sarav Takor, we've got Luffy Peace, Defender, Selvi, Nastu Talis, Creatato, Harsh, Nala, Honey Paji, Adash Yadav, Bella David, Skyline, hello to you all. Thank you very much for joining today. I hope you're all doing well. Mayank, hello to you. Dollar Lover, I like that name. Dollar Lover, good stuff. We're doing well. Jasmine, yay, hello to you as well. Patrick, we've got Alex, Zarab, and you've got Natik on the stream. Smarty, hello to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. FX Master, Zarab, we've got Don Young. Good morning to you, Zarab, as well. Thank you very much for the message. Naruto, Nonika, loads of people. Thank you very much for the comments. Keep the comments coming, guys. Any requests, anything you want me to go through today, please let me know. Caviar Tekor, hello to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Mr. Tassi, loads of them coming through. Treehawk, Treehawk's back from New York. Hello to you, Treehawk. Welcome back. Hope you had a good time away, and you've come back at a good time, I think, for volatility and for market opportunities. So very warm welcome back. Yevgeny, hello to you as well. Itachi, MNM, hello to you. Zuka, Jane, Usama Farouk, Naveen Kumar. We've got Rakes back on the stream. Hello to you, Rakes. Good to see you. I'm not sure if you've been on. Maybe you have, but there's a lot going on at the moment. Barkav Lakum, hello to you. Nikhil, Nikhil, I am doing very well this morning. I'm in a good mood this morning. I don't know why. I think because I got to the office a bit earlier. I've just done a few interviews with some of the payouts people from Atmos, some people who have had some great payouts, have just had some great conversations, and those videos will be edited and out soon, so you can like watch basically the person talk through that or his or her strategy and the payout that they received from Atmos. So those videos will be out soon. We've got payouts flying everywhere at the moment. Gold. Yes, I know. I've get a lot of questions on gold at the moment, and I will take a look at gold as well. We've got Rav on the stream. Barkav, I'm doing very well. I hope you are as well. Amulia, hello to you. Only comment once, please. You only need to comment once. Okay, guys? Only need to comment once to be put into the draw. If you comment more than once, it doesn't make a blind bit of difference. The only difference that is made is if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, then you will get double the chance to win. So that's one thing to bear in mind. Also, guys, if you do wish to do so, if you scan the QR code, which is on the bottom of your screen now, you will see all of my links to my social medias, and our September promotion is now live, which is where you can get a very, very big discount on Atmos funded challenges, on instant funding, 1 phase, 2 phase. You'll get 45% off of 5k, 10k and 25k accounts, and 27.5% off, I know, very specific, on 50k, 100k or 200k accounts. So scan the QR code down there, you'll see the little promos pop up, and you'll see my social media icons if you want to give me a follow and watch any of my content. Then I really appreciate that. Logical, Isolate FX, Saints 616, hello to you as well. I do apologise if you do hear some background noise. There's some building going on next door, which is very loud, but there we go. Waiting for the mentorship. Yeah, the mentorship will be out. It's coming. I've saw video 2 today. The course is looking really, really nice. Logical, to join the giveaway, you've done it now. You've entered yourself into the live draw because you commented win. You'll be entered into the live draw, and I'll draw the winners out at the end of the stream. Nikhil, any updates on when Atmos will add crypto? Might be a question for the moderators in the Discord channel. I've not had any information on that, so I'm not going to lie to you. I imagine it's something that we might do. So drop a message to any of the moderators, and they'll be more than happy to help, I am sure. Okay. Look, I'm happy that you guys have decided to join me today, because I know you want to win the giveaways, but at the same time, we've got a really, really big few days coming up in the markets, and I'm actually struggling on where to start. But I'm going to start with the news coming out last night just very quickly, and that is that the US judge has blocked Trump's attempt to fire a Fed governor, Lisa Cook. A federal judge has temporarily blocked President Trump's attempt to fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, allowing her to remain in the job for now. The decision late on Tuesday night, is a blow for Mr. Trump, who's moved to oust Ms. Cook on August the 25th over allegations that she had committed mortgage fraud. She is yet to be charged with a crime, and the Department of Justice opened a criminal investigation last week. I didn't see too much volatility around this event, but still interesting to know that maybe Trump can't fire people. I think that was the big debate, wasn't it? When we saw him initially coming out and calling for Powell to resign, and he was going to fire him and all that sort of stuff. It seems like that's going to be more difficult than what was previously expected. Just a quick look at the markets for today. We're seeing obviously lots of volatility across the board. We're going to touch on the US dollar as well. Obviously, gold prices, as you can see, are going berserk right now. A very difficult market as well to try and get in from a day trading perspective. I'm trying my best to get in, but I'm also not really bothered about or getting FOMO or getting emotional about the fact that it's moved so much higher. I will redo my analysis after we created yet another all-time high yesterday. And we're up 0.6% already on the day. So if you are in gold buys, fantastic. It is going to be one of those markets, guys, at the moment where, look, we're fundamentally bullish across the board. Technically, obviously, we're bullish. You can see that. We've pretty much gone in a straight line. Just be careful of real sharp pullbacks, but also be on alert for any pullbacks as well, because the name of the game here is buy the dip. And it's not really anything that's any different, to be honest with you. So, yeah. In terms of like news events, and the reason why this is such an important few days in the markets is because obviously we've come into Wednesday, Thursday, very, very typically the most volatile, typically where you get like the big move of the week. So I think that's come in either today or tomorrow's session. Today is like a warm up for tomorrow. So today we've got PPI in the US, which is called producer price index. That essentially is, if my mouse works, producer price index is essentially where we get an idea of how much producers are paying for their materials. And the reason that that's important is because normally what happens is when a producer is paying more to produce their goods, they pass that cost on to us, and it results in higher inflation, CPI. So PPI normally results in higher CPI because typically a company or a firm, people that you buy off, if they're being charged more for their materials to produce their goods, they're going to say, well, we'll offset some of that or all of that cost to the consumer in the result of higher prices. Okay, so that's coming out today. That is expected to be much lower on the month-on-month figure, down to 0.3%, previously at 0.9%. So I think that's going to kick off some of the volatility today. But the majority of like the fundamental volatility is going to come tomorrow, because tomorrow is a huge day in the markets, because we've got the European Central Bank. They're also releasing their interest rate decision. We're expecting that interest rate decision to stay rates to be held where they are, and that's at 2.15%. When you compare that to the US, who are currently at 4.5%, you can see there's a divergence in the interest rates, in that the ECB are probably likely to keep rates here, but the Federal Reserve are likely to bring rates down, and that potentially could be the secret sauce to some more euro dollar upside. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see how that goes tomorrow. Also, core CPI, or CPI, sorry, tomorrow, US inflation day, massively important, probably for me, the most important event of this week. Why is that? Because last week we had the week NFP report. We know about that. We spoke about that on Monday. We're now heading into an inflation report where, should we see inflation tick higher, like is expected, if I zoom in on this so you can see it probably a bit clearer. Oh, not that much. Here. Previously, inflation on a year-on-year was at 2.7%. The CPI forecast is for 2.9%. That's an increase in inflation in the US in a time where the US jobs market is falling. That is not a good thing, particularly for the stock market. I still don't think it's going to have too much impact on gold. I still think gold is the underlying aspect of gold is still bullish. But if we do get the report of a stronger inflation tomorrow, people will start to think about stagflation. Stagflation is a situation in the economy where prices go up and the economy is deteriorating or falling, right? So jobs data falls, inflation rises. That is potentially stagflationary, which, if you don't know what that means, if you don't know the importance of that, I'll just tell you now in simple terms. Stagflation is probably the worst thing that an economy can experience. Higher prices in a time of economic downside. So that would mean, for me, stock market downside. That would mean a significant pullback potentially on the likes of the US 500 or the US 100 or US 30 and stocks across the board. Probably would see a little bit of a spike in the dollar, but I would probably focus more on the stock market downside if we get higher inflation. However, if we get weaker inflation tomorrow, so for example, if we see a figure of below 2.7%, so below the previous, and also that would be below the forecasted, that for me would spell more dollar downside. It would help gold prices go higher, because currently the markets are pricing in around 2 to 3 interest rate cuts before the end of the year. However, should we get a weaker inflation print tomorrow, we'll start to maybe price in some more. And as we price in more interest rate cuts, the dollar will naturally fall. Okay? And that's really going to be the thesis of my analysis. Hello to the rest of the chat. Hope you're all doing well. I'm starving. I'm so hungry. Just randomly, just this thought how hungry I am. I'm not eating anything yet. Okay. Anyway. Right. In terms of charts then, in terms of trades, let me give you a quick update on the trades that were placed live on the stream if you forgot about those trades, they were placed here live on the stream on Monday. Fair value gap Japanese yen trades, and as you can see, those trades were running really, really nicely. I was nearly about 1.7% in profit. So what happened? If I go to the right market, here we go. Here was the trade. I went long at the 50% of the fair value gap, was tagged in here, live on stream. We reached, my stop loss was below here. And you can see that the trade run up and reached about 1.1 to 1 risk reward. So what I did is I traded 3 of the Japanese yen gaps, and I put around 0.3 to 0.4% risk on each one, which meant my total risk was around 1.2% or 1%. This one reached 1 to 1 risk reward, so I closed half of the position and I moved my stop loss to entry. And as you can see, market started to initially move higher, and then we saw a bigger move lower, should we say. Now, that's Euro yen. The other one was GBP yen. Exactly the same thing. Really simple. Over the weekend, you can see this time we reached around 1.5 to 1 risk reward. Again, closed half of the position off, moved my stop loss to entry, and you can see I was then stopped out and the trade would have gone on to hit my stop loss. So currently that's 2 trades which actually hit my stop loss, but I made money. That's the power of risk management. And then the final one was it CAD? Let's have a look on my, it's Swiss, sorry, it was Swissy. Swiss franc, Japanese yen. This was actually a little bit of a mis-entry from myself, to be honest. I was actually meant to trade the CAD yen, but I traded the Swiss franc yen. Similar sort of thing. We hit the 1 to 1 when I traded it around here, and then ended up coming to fill the gap. So overall, total profit across those 3 trades was 1%. Yet all 3 of those trades would have gone on to hit stop loss, which is a very important lesson in always managing your risk whilst the trade is live. I know some people have a strategy where they'll just like set a take profit and set a 3 to 1 fixed risk reward. And if you do that, that's fine. If you have good backtested results on that, then great. I like the idea of taking money off the table and moving my stop loss to entry fairly aggressively, because then that, 1, it means that I book some profits. 2, it means that I'm risk-free. Yes, if it did fly off in my direction, I wouldn't make as much as if I left the whole risk on. However, in terms of like what it means for my brain and what it means for my mind, it helps me in a time of like when, well, how do I say it? It helps me because it removes the emotional aspect of what I'm doing. So like it's easier for me to detach myself away from the charts when I know I'm risk-free. It makes me care a lot less than I would if I had the full risk on. So that's a little bit of a lesson for you all today. Okay, right. In terms of new trades, because I haven't got any trades on at the moment, let's first of all take a look at this dollar index. Okay, people. So it hasn't moved a great deal since Monday, but it did make, and I will take a look at Starboy. Hello to you. I will take a look at the NASDAQ, no problem. It hasn't moved a great deal, to be honest with you. However, you can see we're really putting pressure on this daily area now. And when I look at it on the 4-hour time frame, you see all of this price action in here. It looks fairly balanced. If I go onto the 1-hour time frame and move across, just want to see if there's anything that I've missed in terms of like order blocks or something. And I'm looking down here, and look, you can see that where we had the initial, move from here. This is the initial wave of buying on the 1 hour. You can see a lot of this, well, all of this price action is, to be honest, it's all balanced now, which for me means that there isn't anything down here. There isn't a reason for me, and this isn't necessarily going to be the case. I can't see a reason why we would necessarily surge higher from this area. For me, if we were going to surge higher, we would have surged higher by now from these areas that we reacted from initially. So I actually think that potentially what I'm starting, when I messaged yesterday in the Discord, I basically said the dollar is turning. I'm not saying it's turned. However, let's call it a gut feeling, call it some it's all educated guesses, but call it like my fundamental analysis and stuff. I've got a feeling that we're going to see this in the dollar coming soon. Probably is best to wait for inflation tomorrow to see if inflation is weaker. And also it's probably good to wait until the ECB tomorrow. But when I look at that, I say, okay, there is a nice reaction here and we could go up higher from here. However, for me now, I need to see like a break of structure, a real clean break of structure. That's still not a break of structure. So I actually think that we're still good for more downside, if I'm being honest. But I haven't had the confirmation yet. The confirmation comes when we break down below this daily demand zone at 97.1. That is the confirmation for me. That's why I'm not entering just yet. But overall, that weaker dollar story overall will contribute to more gold upside in theory. And I believe that we will see gold probably, now we've had that pullback, potentially have a run at 3,700, particularly if the dollar does have that fall lower. When I then look at like euro dollar, for example, it's a similar sort of thing, right? Remember how I said like we broke out of like this like basically yearly upward trend, and then when you zoom in on that, you can see that there was multiple situations where we actually sold euro dollar there and made a little bit of money, or I did anyway. And then like you can see how it's banging its head on it and it keeps coming. It keeps coming. What it looks like to me now is it looks like to me like we're starting to see this move lower, yes, but that's it. And we're now starting to see, I think, potentially something that looks like that. And that move up to 1.2 in euro dollar, I think, could be coming. And especially when you think of like interest rate differentials, the ECB have low interest rates in comparison to the Federal Reserve. And as that bridge is gapped, normally that would result in a euro dollar upside. How much of it's been priced in, I don't know. But I believe that if we continue to see weaker data in the US, weaker inflation data, the more we see that, the more we're going to start to pricing more interest rate cuts before the end of the year. And I wouldn't rule out a 50 basis point interest rate cut in the current situation right now. That's not been priced in. Therefore, more euro dollar upside is something that I'm now leaning towards. If that makes sense to everyone. If it doesn't make sense, I do apologize. I'm just reading some of the chat now. Treehawk says the conservative approach to risk management would also undoubtedly make the strategy much more stable, which is vital for prop trading. Agreed, completely agreed. It's not for everyone. Some people would like to have a fixed RR, but I prefer to have something which is, you know, a bit less stressful, should we say. We've got someone called Kings Woods on the stream. What a lovely name that is. Hello to you. Tehran, today and tomorrow's news might be a trigger for a deeper pullback in gold. Potentially, yes. If we see that higher inflation, that could spike the dollar, and then that would, in return, bring a pullback in gold. However, you have to remember what I said about higher inflation tomorrow. Higher inflation tomorrow, I think, will spark stagflation fears. In a time of economic uncertainty, gold goes higher, which is why I'm thinking, as you just said correctly there, Theron, tomorrow inflation comes higher, gold, dollar spikes, gold falls, until then gold really just surges again because of the fact that gold, people would start to talk about stagflation, and then we start to see those, safe haven flows into gold again. So I think either situation looks good for gold, right? Because in a weaker inflation means weaker dollar and then stronger gold, which is why I'm so bullish on gold right now. And obviously that's obvious from the chart as well. Okay, so that's euro dollar. I mean, we've even breached all of this now. I'm even half tempted to just delete it because I just feel like, I don't know. It looks to me like what gold looked like a few months ago in terms of this pattern that we're seeing, and I think we're like hovering here for the next wave higher. We'll see. I think GU as well. You can see a similar sort of thing with GU, how like we broke out down below this yearly trend, nice supply zone, but again, you can see that and I'm telling you this from experience. It's had enough tests now. You know, it's had enough tests, and I'm not saying we can't get that move lower. We might get it, and if we do, then we'll catch on to it. But I think for me now, my actual base case scenario is that we start to see this in GU, and that move up to like 1.38, which is the previous yearly high. So I'm on like seriously high alert for that. I think it could be happening fairly soon. Oh, look at that. Sweep the Asia lows. That was the Asia low this morning. We swept that. Look at the reaction. And then look at that. That's perfect. Sweep the Asia low. 1 minute. This is SMC traders out there. 1 minute displacement, should we call it, into the FVG, and then higher. Is there a re-entry coming? What would that trade look like? 20 pip stop loss. Quite tempted to buy GU, but not really at an area where we should be buying it yet. Feels a bit, well, it's very scalpy. What do we think, guys? Is GU a good buy here? What do you think? Is GU a good buy here, yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Very tempted. No, it's not. Nope. Oh, okay. Don't think it's a good buy. Nikhil is making pasta and watching my analysis. Don't, because I'm absolutely starving. Like, I was actually tempted to order something on the stream. I'm starving. I'm so hungry. Jacobs is on shorts. Bad idea. Okay, no, fair enough. Lara is exactly right. I think we need a bit more confirmation. But as I say, I'm getting what's the word? I'm getting like itchy fingers. I want to click it. But you have to sometimes step back and say like wait. Let's wait for the dollar to do what the dollar may do, which is break down below the daily demand zone, and then we'll get the real trend. Because as you said, the dollar could be finally making that move that I mentioned not that long ago. Okay, NASDAQ analysis for someone in the chats. Yeah, I mean, look at it. Head and Shoulders didn't work out, did it? Why it's always important to look at the daily time frame. As you can see, instead of actually this being a breakdown below the... Oh, can you see me? Yeah, you can see me. I'll just... instead of this being a breakdown below the neckline, actually created this liquidity sweep. And now we're moving higher. So, now it becomes very interesting, because it wouldn't surprise me now if we come and take out the all-time high. Always the same thing, guys, when we're at all-time highs. Liquidity. Buy-side liquidity at the all-time high. There's two situations. We wait for the data first. Remember what I said about higher inflation. Wait for the liquidity sweep on the high. If we can get that higher inflation print, I believe we could be seeing this, right? Or softer inflation, Fed cutting, everyone's happy. Break above, candle closure above the all-time high. Quick retest, boom, up to 24 and a half. Trading can be that simple. Trading can be really, really that simple. I've already looked at gold, haven't I? Cops? J Cops? I've already looked at gold in detail. You need more? Do you want more gold analysis? How can I give you more? How can I give you more gold analysis? I've just given you everything. Money messing. If anyone wants me to go through gold again, then I can. But that's my analysis on the NASDAQ, to be honest. Okay. Okay. What else? Someone said about CAD yen, right? CAD Japanese yen. Broke down below the FVG. This was the FVG created over the weekend. Okay. So, do you know what I quite like about this market? I actually quite like this trade. I like this. Come on. What is wrong with TradingView at the moment? I actually like this trade a lot. Especially because when you zoom out here, you can see that, we were in a downtrend. Were we? Yeah, we were in a downtrend. This is going back to June of this year. This is on the 4 hour. And then you can see broke down lower again. And then we've had this like sort of low volume pullback. I think it's like a swing trade. We could get a 10-to-1 risk reward out of a trade from this fair value gap, which was a bullish fair value gap and has now been broken, and we can now treat this as a bearish fair value gap. Stop loss is just above 107. That's the trade. Or you're long. Okay, Starboy. You like... Fair enough. I mean, I'm going short. I'm going to go short, and this is my trade idea for you today. Where's the call out option? Why are you long? Previous bullish FVG broken. Now becomes inverse for opposite, comes inverse for sell. And that happened there. It didn't happen there, did it? It happened here. I mean, if you're in a long and you've got a good reason why you're long, don't necessarily have to listen to me. But for me, this now becomes like a real clean trade idea for me for the day. In fact, I'm popping it in the chat section now, in the Discord channel. This is my CAD yen short trade from stream. I'll give you an update on this, guys, to see how we get on. I'll set myself an alert. I'll place this on my platform as well. Just let me pop it in the trade ideas section. Euro yen. I think, to be fair, guys, you can probably do this with all of the yen pairs now, because a lot of them have broken down below. You can see euro yen has already tagged into that fair value gap, and is going lower, to be fair. However, you have to remember as well with the ECB tomorrow, if Lagarde comes out fairly, like, not, I wouldn't say hawkish, but in the sense that we're not going to cut interest rates anymore, that might mean some euro strength, which means we could see. I think it's probably not the best pair to choose. I think I prefer the CAD. Angelic, hello to you. Thank you for checking in. I hope you're doing well. So that would be, for me, I'd personally rather choose euro yen and dollar yen. Let's have a think about dollar yen, guys. I mean, it is sort of. I mean, the reason I wouldn't trade dollar yen is because the dollar index hasn't given me confirmation yet. But you can see where that fair value gap was over the weekend. Here, you can see we have tested it. So we could be seeing a move lower in dollar yen as well. And there's a little bit of concern about the what's it called? About the governor and the stuff going on politically over in Japan, which is why the yen's had some weakness. But generally speaking, I think that if we do get that risk-off move, the yen's going to gain some strength for us. So that's why I like it. Where's dollar yen? I like dollar yen downside. Let's have a look, see how we get on. All right then, guys. Choti Pong, hello to you. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And thank you very much for tuning in today. So yeah, that's what I would do personally on these markets right now. I like CAD yen. I like CAD yen a lot. I'd love to see that trade be tagged in. I can't really. I'm just thinking out loud here. Oil. You can see I was quite unlucky. I'm actually out of this oil trade now. We spoke about that last Monday. I don't need to go through that again. Maybe give some fresh analysis on oil. I actually think that oil is as well threatening to break down. I think it all depends whether we get that sort of recessionary play. Diego, there is currently a promotion going on. Our September promotion is live. If you scan the QR code here, you can get 45% off of 5K, 10K and 25K accounts, and also 27.5% off of 50K, 100K and 200K accounts. Just scan this QR code and you'll see it, or use code Connor at checkout. This deal is only valid for another 4 days, guys. So if you do want to catch on, then yeah, do it now, because you've only got 4 days, and then that deal will expire. So feel free to do that as well. All right then. Okay. Unless there's anything else anyone wants me to talk about, I'll maybe give it a minute or so. If there's anything anyone wants me to talk about, then let me know now, and I'll go through it. If not, we'll do the live draw. We'll do the giveaway. Don't mind me, I'm just ordering food. I'm just ordering food because I'm starving. Whilst I wait for the questions, if there is any. On the DAX. Yeah, I mean, the DAX has run into an area of support down here and it's reacting. The only thing I would say is if you look at the current momentum on, like, if you zoom out like this, if you zoom out a little bit, you can see that we're just in this holding pattern at the moment. And where we are right now is the middle of that consolidation. So it's in a no trade zone for me, if I'm being honest. I can understand why you're long, because this looks like technically it's like a consolidation within a bullish trend. However, this for me, if I was going to go long, would be trading in anticipation of a breakout rather than after confirmation. Pizza. No. Can't be eating pizza. I'm trying to be healthy, guys. Helps my trading if I stay healthy and go to the gym. Nikhil, can you send me over some pasta, please? Fly you over here just for some pasta. I'm starving. So I don't know Curtin what's for lunch, to be honest with you. I'm looking at healthy options as we speak. Any recommendations? Give them to me. Crick Mealy, yeah, I'll take a look at USD Swiss franc. I'll just starve and just keep giving analysis away. I'm joking. I'm going to say a similar thing about USD Swiss franc as I have to the other dollar pairs. This to me looks like a market which is holding on for dear life. I would note that you can see, if I zoom right in, here's how I explain it. In these dollar pairs, we're at the last point of support before like a thing breaks. So that support could hold up, which is why it's important not to trade in anticipation. But like if you set same sort of thing, if you look at USD Swiss franc, if you zoom right in here, you can see the last bit of support really that we have in play is that area, which, don't get me wrong, it's reacted nicely. Tiny bit of imbalance in there, the last bit of imbalance, the last demand zone that we have before a move lower down to 0.78, and it's reacting now. So if you did get in here, then I'd say, yeah, you can hold on to that and maybe move your stop loss to entry, protect yourself, close some positions off, because we could get the move higher. However, for me also, it looks like it's primed for big aggressive move. You know, we could make a move up to 0.8 into this imbalance, and then we could get that. So that would be my view on dollar Swiss. I think if you're already in the long, I think that's fine. But if you're not, I would wait. I really would just wait for what's happening on the dollar index. I know that sounds boring, but... And you're currently short from where we are now. I don't think that's a terrible, terrible short. And the reason is because you can see we have got an area of resistance in here. But if we do break out above this resistance, I think we're probably going to come up into these FVGs up here, and then maybe even higher. But overall, if you like said to me, you have to make a decision, I would probably choose short over long. I'm really trying to draw this. There you go. Liquidity sweep on there as well. Nice move lower. I could see it going from here. I could. So yeah, not bad. Not bad indeed. I think I'm ordering Subway, guys. I think I'm going to order Subway. Yes, I am. No problem. Right, guys, we're going to do the giveaway. Oh, sorry, Starboy. Just we had one last request, and we'll do the giveaway, guys. I promise. NZD USD. NZD USD. You're long. You're long right now on NZD USD. Stop loss 0.59119. So basically this low. Am I correct in saying that? No, 119. Here. Your stop loss is in the middle of an FVG. Slightly concerning. Just spotted something here. Look at that. Yeah, look, for me, I think you've got a potentially a good trade here. I think from what I see at the moment, there's a threat. We've broken out above the trend line, and then we can see we've had a nice bullish engulfing candle reaction from that trend line. I think we could be in for a breakout higher for sure. So I've got nothing wrong, nothing against that trade at all. PUBG Expert Challenger, I did go through gold in quite some detail earlier in the stream. You can go back and have a look at that. I think I touched on that right at the start. So yeah. Don't mind me, guys. Just ordering food. Nice one. Right, we're going to do the giveaway now. So good luck to those who are involved in this giveaway. Right, okay, people. Okay, people. Right then, as we know, we have got 2 lots of 2K. Oh, wait, has this worked? Yes, it has. I thought I didn't start the giveaway. Oh, that would have been bad. But don't worry, we're good. Just pay for my food. So 2 lots of 10K challenge accounts, 2-phase challenge accounts up for grabs, and 2 lots of 50% deposit bonus into Taurex. If you win, you've got 2 ways to claim it. Way number 1 is to message me on X or Discord, depending on where you came from. But you will need to verify that comment is links to your YouTube username, of course. And then the other way you can do it is after you've been announced the winner on the YouTube chat. If you put a comment of your Discord username or your X user handle, then I can message you on how you can claim that prize, and we'll credit those prizes within 24 hours, like on the same day. So we're going to choose our first winner, and good luck to those who are involved in this giveaway. Our first winner is Last by Self. Last by Self, you have won a 10K 2-phase challenge. Congratulations to you. Our next winner is Jasmine Ye. Jasmine Ye, if you are around, well done to you. You've won another 10K 2-phase Atmos challenge. A brilliant start to the not a start to the week, a brilliant thing to win. Well done. Our 50% deposit bonus winners are Ad and Andy. Sounds like 2 people. And Fairy Tales. There we go. Yeah, Laura, you're right. They have. And that's why, proof in the pudding, this is a random giveaway. This draws it out at random. If you're a subscriber to the YouTube channel, you get double the chance to win. I think Last Self might have won a 50% deposit bonus before. Right. So our 4 winners, Last by Self, Jasmine Ye, Ad and Andy, and Fairy Tales. You have won our prizes for today. Please feel free to reach out to me on how you can claim those prizes. Very lucky indeed. Very, very lucky. If you didn't win, don't worry. Next week I'll be back with more giveaways. We are at 327 views. We're 170 short of the bonus prize. So, thank you very much, Fairy Tales. I'll drop you a message. If you do want to join me next week, please do. Yes, because people drop in and out of the stream, Theron. People drop in and out of the streams all the time. It happens all the time. If you do wish to join me next week, I'll be giving away exactly the same amount of prizes with a bonus prize for 500 giveaways. If you do want to claim, your prize, if you do want to claim your discount, scan the QR code, 47.5% off. To 5K, 10K, and 25K, 27.5% off, 50K, 100K, and 200K. That's live for another 4 days, so make sure you don't miss out on that deal that we've got at the moment. Until next time, I do wish everyone has a really successful couple of days trading. Be careful, it could get volatile. If you do have any questions or any concerns, reach out to me on the Discord channels. The link's in the description below, and I'll be more than happy to help. Until then, trade well, trade safe, and I'll catch you all next Monday. Thank you.